everybody, it is Friday. It is 8:04 a.m. I got an offer from DoorDash to go to Staples and shop for 2 items and then also go to Starbucks. I'm going to get $23.60 for 3.6 miles. I was not going to turn on the app until after I had my breakfast because I'm still on my fast, but I decided I would put the app on for 10 minutes from 8 o'clock until 8:10, and if nothing good came in during that time, then I would turn the app off and I would make my breakfast. But this one was too good to say no to, so when it met the metrics as far as being low miles, and it looks like it would be something that would be easy to complete, so that's why I took it. And then as soon as I finish this one job, I'm going to turn the app off, go back home and have breakfast, and come back out again once I finish eating. And yesterday for dinner I had Panda Express, and I know what you're thinking. You're probably like, wow, you picked out. And normally what I would order from Panda Express would be orange chicken, honey walnut shrimp, I would have chow mein, and I'd have fried rice, and maybe I'd have a soda, and that would be the normal meal. So since I'm trying to lose weight, and I think this is day 7 of me fasting every day for 16 hours where I fast and 8 hours where I can eat. Since I've been on this diet plan, I decided I can have Panda Express, but I'm going to have to order something different. So I ordered teriyaki chicken, and then I ordered mushroom chicken, and then super greens, and I think that did the trick. Alright, we're here at Staples. Let's go in and shop. I think I'm getting a toner cartridge and something else I don't recognize. Drum unit. Uh-oh, that's gonna be heavy. Let's go. Picture of the receipt. Done. Ensure it's in the bag. Alright, it's in the bag. Let me put it on the floor. Alright, next stop is going to be Starbucks. Get myself moving here. There was a lot of problems shopping for the items. The toner cartridge they wanted was out of stock. So I went to go ask for help at the customer service desk to see if they had one in the back. And coincidentally, the toner cartridge that I was looking for was sitting right on the counter where the customer service rep was at. And I asked them, is there any way I can have that box that's sitting here on the counter? And they said, no, someone just purchased it. So I wasn't able to get that, and they said they'd look in the back, so I had to wait for them to look in the back to see if they had another toner cartridge, and they did not. And then the customer said, well, if they don't have that one, I'll take this other model number, but it was $52 more for the other model, and so the DoorDash app would not let her purchase it, and I couldn't add it either. So I ended up just getting that one particular item that she wanted, and the other one she said she's going to reorder again with a different delivery driver. Okay, we're here at Starbucks. Let's go in. On here, they're sending me more messages. All right. No. So now we're going to be going for the directions. Come on now, let's go. 2 miles, we're going to be going 6 minutes. We're going to be going, it looks like a business, and it says hand it to me, and I don't see a suite number though. Let me just double check to make sure there's no suite number. That's weird. All right. Oh boy, let's see if we have any more problems getting this dropped off. Why is this person stopped right there? Oh, they want that parking spot. Starbucks was packed inside, but there was no, the order was just sitting there on the counter, so it wasn't a big deal. I better go this way. There's a lot of activity here today. Well, this order is turning out to be a lot more complicated than I thought. Especially because the item wasn't in stock at Staples. And now this drop-off isn't a house, it's a business, but there's no suite number. So I'm kind of confused about where the drop-off location is going to be. I was really hoping it would be your basic house, and it would be just to leave at the door. And I don't see in my app anywhere where you can, oh, here it is. Stop orders after this delivery. Okay, perfect. This must be a business that I've never been to, because most of the businesses along the street that's listed here in the app, all of them are usually businesses that are in different suite numbers. So this is going to be somewhere I've never been before, most likely. And so when I was talking to the customer, I was really sort of telling them, you know, to just cancel the order and reorder everything again, only because they're paying so much money. I'm like, if I was paying $23 just to get a coffee and half of my Staples order fulfilled, I'd want to do it all over again, since they don't have everything that I want. So even though I was going to get less money, I was just thinking about the customer and just trying to give them the option to back out of the delivery. But they must have realized that they want their coffee. I think that's what it was more about. I think it was kind of their wires were getting crossed. They're like, shoot, that means I'm going to get my coffee order canceled too, and I want my coffee. So they said no, just get what is available and bring me my stuff. So that's what I'm doing. coming up on the drop-off, I saw the address number from the street, but I'm still not 100% certain that it's not gonna need a suite number. Whoa. Oh, I guess it is its own building. Huh. Well, shoot. Alright, let me grab the staple stuff. And then, let's see if I can pull out the Starbucks order. Alright. I guess that doesn't have a suite number. I guess. This is the building right here. Okay, I need another hand. Hello, have a delivery for Becca?
Oh, I'll take it.
Okay, great. You're welcome. That's it. All right, thank you. Have a good one. All right, there was no problem going in there and dropping it off, so it was easy, as I had hoped. I have paused DoorDash, and now I'm making my way back home. Shoot, I shouldn't have picked this parking spot. It's hard to turn around. Phew, I'm so hungry. I guess I'm going to be coming back out a little bit later now, since I won't be home until almost 9. And I probably won't come out to do more driving or more delivery until probably 9:30. I think that was worth doing though. I mean, compared to yesterday. Yesterday I only made 16 bucks, so this already puts me ahead of what I made yesterday. And let's see, so yeah, I dropped it off, and the lady said something to her coworker after I dropped it off, but I don't know. I couldn't quite make out what she said as I was walking away. Yeah, so I don't know. That was a good one though. I mean, that was good money for 30 minutes of work to make $23. That's a $46 an hour assignment. So, and I think I'm gonna put on a total of about 8 miles on the car total. So that's a pretty good deal. I wish they were like that all day long. So far, the fasting diet that I'm on has been not difficult, but not super easy either. I wake up usually in the morning at about 3 a.m. And of course, the moment I wake up, I'm like, is it time to eat? But I can't eat, of course, until 8:30, so I still have 5.5 hours after I wake up where I can't eat. But at least those 5.5 hours, I'm not doing anything stressful. I'm just exercising. So I'm going for a walk. I'm walking for about 30 minutes. Maybe I'm doing some weights, or some push-ups, or some stretching exercises in that time period. Doing some chores around the house, so nothing that's gonna make me all freaked out or or you know, cause me to have serious hunger pains. And so usually when I wake up, I'll have a cup of green tea to hydrate myself, and then after that I just start doing stuff, just doing activities until it's time to eat. And then the first meal of the day has to be low carbohydrate, high protein, and have healthy fats in it. So today it's going to be egg whites. I'm going to have bone broth. I'm going to have a Boca burger, avocado, sauerkraut, and an apple. And then I think that's it. Oh, and a cup of coffee with cinnamon, milk, and sugar. And that's going to do it. Alright, I'm getting close back to home. We'll wait for the next one. Almost done drinking the bone broth. There's my cinnamon coffee. There's some ingredients. There's the Boca burger cooking in olive oil. There's an apple. And the egg whites are in the fridge. I'm going to get those out in a second. Time is 11:09 now, and I got an offer from DoorDash to go to Great Harvest and then the Sprouts Farmers Market and shop for 3 items. I'm going to get $14.85 for 6.7 miles. Not too bad. And I guess I made more money than last time, so I guess I can't complain too much. I was at home for a really long time though, waiting for something to come in, and there was nothing good that was coming in at all. Every single offer was lousy, and then there were long periods where there were no offers whatsoever. The app was just silent. Alright, well, we're here at Great Harvest Bread already. I'm going to park it and we'll go in and pick it up. There was a long line to get this order, and the lady in front of me, she had her toddler with her, and things were getting really loud. A lot of tantrum action. We're going to be going 10 minutes, 3 miles to Sprouts. There's one closer to here, but I think the Sprouts that we're going to be going to is closer to the customer. That's my best guess why we're going to be going to one that's further away. The order was ready and it was sitting there. There was just a problem with just the long line. There was a lot of activity going on in there. Normally, Great Harvest is not a very busy place to go pick up from. In fact, most of the times when I go in there, there's nobody in there, and I just grab the order and leave. But not today. There were several groups of people sitting at tables and multiple people in line ordering, so things were really hopping inside a Great Harvest today. And traffic is starting to build. Every time at around 11-ish is when the traffic starts to get a little bit more crazy. I was kind of hesitant to take this one when it first came in because it was going to 2 different places and it's so late in the day. I really wanted to be done by 12 o'clock at the latest, so I could get back home and walk my dog for a little bit. And I'll still do that, but just probably a little bit later. And then after that, I'm going to have lunch. I'm going to just have a bowl of oatmeal. Oh, there's some people protesting up here. Let's see what they're protesting about. I bet you it has to do with, let's see, impeach and deport. Oh, okay. They're anti-Trump. Fund health care, not we are people. Oh, okay. A lot of people are upset because everything costs so much money. So they're getting out there and they're letting people know they're not happy. That's the second time I've seen people protesting here in Vegas. I think it was about 3 or 4 months ago. There were people near the Social Security office, and they were protesting for the ACA Obamacare subsidies, and they didn't want them to end. So then they were there, and maybe it's the same group of people. Maybe they just relocated to right there because there's more activity. But that's a dangerous place where they were at, because you get so paranoid making that right turn that you're going to hit somebody, and then there's so much cross traffic. That is like one of the busiest intersections in this area. So I was like trying to read their signs, but also I was trying to make sure there was no cars coming so I could safely make my right turn. That made it a little bit more stressful. So the customer that it's the same customer that ordered the Sprouts and Great Harvest, and they only ordered like a couple of loaves of sourdough bread at Great Harvest and some pumpkin bread. So there's nothing I'm going to worry about that's going to spoil inside of the car when I go into Sprouts. So I'm going to be good there. There's no stress about spoilage when it comes to this delivery. And yeah, I mean, so far everything has been going just fine. I'm just trying to stay focused on being healthy. Like, that's more important to me than anything. Like right now, I'm like, I don't care so much about making money doing this job. I mean, I like just to get out. I like the activity of getting out and having something to exercise the brain for a little bit, and also just it's a good distraction. These gig jobs are perfect for, like, if you're having problems at home or you're having problems in general and you want to just get away. It's a perfect excuse to get away, because you get to make a little bit of money, and in general, if you pick the right jobs, they're not that stressful. They're usually pretty easy, and just allows you to get a little bit of time to take your mind off of whatever's going on. Like for me right now, it's the dieting things. It gives me a chance to get away from the refrigerator and away from thinking about food for a little bit, and I can just be out and about. And of course, I know I see a lot of delicious food when I'm out, but I'm not really focused on eating any of it. I'm just casually, shopping and picking things up for other people. I'm not doing this for myself, so I'm not worried I'm going to be tempted while I'm out, and I'm going to indulge in anything. So what I usually do is, when I go out, I'll do the job, and then as soon as I'm done with the job, I just head straight back home. I think I would have more problems with this job if I was like a lot of gig workers, where they have to, park somewhere in a parking lot and then twiddle their thumbs, waiting for something to come in. I think I'd have a lot more problems then, because boredom would set in, and then I would be like, well, I have a lot of McDonald's points. I could get myself a Big Mac while I'm, right here near McDonald's, because no orders are coming in. Or because, there's so many restaurants you can get easily tempted. Or I'll just have myself a caramel macchiato to perk myself up to get through the day. So all that stuff I don't have to worry about. I do the shopping, I pick up whatever food they want, I drop it off, and I just go home. And that keeps it real simple. And so far the weather here has been still really nice. It's currently 66 degrees here. And it has not been cold at all in the last couple of days. We just had a brief cold snap for a little bit, but it went away. And I still can't believe it's January here in Vegas and it's still this warm. This is unseasonably warm. This is the kind of weather we would normally have this kind of weather like in April. I mean, even in March, normally it's cold here. I remember I gave a ride to this lady one time from the airport to the strip, and she was dressed in summer clothes, and it was November, and she was in shock how cold it was. She's like, nobody told me it got cold here in Vegas. I'm like, yeah, it starts to get cold in November and goes all the way usually through until March or April. It starts to warm up. And she was shocked. She thought it was always hot summer weather here year round. So she had a rude awakening. The shopping at Sprouts should be pretty easy. The worst part that I'm going to have to deal with at Sprouts is they don't let you use the self checkout. You got to use an actual checker. So that could take a while because they almost never have a checker open when you're ready to check out. You've got to get somebody's attention and stand there at a closed register and wait for them to open it. So that's kind of a pain, but you know what? It's just a part of the job. And I know a lot of people don't like shopping at Sprouts because it's hard to find anything. And it is true. When I first went to Sprouts, I got so lost because the items are all strange. There's nothing that you get in there that's similar to any other market. The packaging, the names of things, everything's different. But I've done it enough times now where it's not that big of a deal. I'm able to right away, as soon as I see what it is, I'm like, okay, I kind of have a general sense where it's at. The worst things to shop for at Sprouts is vitamins. That's the hardest one. And all these weird supplements that people want. It is really hard to find anything in those areas. I swear I am just what I end up doing when I go into Sprouts is when I get to the part where they want some type of supplement, I'll go to an actual employee in that section and I'll just ask them. I'll say, do you know where this is? And I'll show them the picture, and they know right away, and they just take me to it. So that's how I end up resolving that problem. And then in the produce section, that can be a pain too, because a lot of times the vegetables are weird. They want some very strange things, and you're like, well, what the heck is this? So, but I've done that enough times where, for the most part, I'm pretty good at finding the produce right away. And yeah, I think those are the hardest. Oh, I forgot the other hard thing. You know how they have those pre-made meals? They never have the meal the customer wants. They'll be like, oh, I want the salmon and rice pre-made meal. And you go in there and they have everything else but what the customer wants. Because every day they have like a different selection of things they'll make. They won't always make every single item that's on the DoorDash app every day. There are just some days where they only make a limited selection of pre-made meals. Alright, we're getting close to Sprouts. I'm going to just hit the arrived at store now. Oh, and there's a button that comes up, or a screen that comes up, that makes it where you can let the customer know you've arrived, and if they want to add anything to the shopping list. And I always say no, don't contact them, because it's nothing but a headache. All right, we park it here and we'll go on in. All right, I'm just waiting on the last item, and then I got this in here, but it is not what they want. It's a no sugar, they want regular. But I sent them a picture of it, so we'll wait and see if they respond back wanting this one. I got them a half of a blueberry pie, which I think they'll be happy with, so I just went ahead and did that instead. And I think that's going to be good. So I'm just checking out now, but this is going to be a long wait. There's like 3 people ahead of me. No problem. So much for this being a real quick in and out. to get through Sprouts. I was in there for so long, it wasn't even funny. It felt like I was in there 20 minutes, 25 minutes for 3 items. Wow. Driving 10 minutes, 3 miles. We're going to a house that's a leave at the door. Wow. That was unbelievable. They didn't have the blueberry pie. Never heard back from the customer for a substitute. Went to get the sandwich meat the customer wanted. Had to order it from the deli. It was a brand new package that they had to open in order to... There's a brand... This guy, dude, just drove right on through. It was a brand new package they had to open up. So it took a while for the lady to get it started, to get the package started, to slice the meat. So I was standing there for almost 10 minutes waiting for a pound of ham. And it was like some special boar's head low sodium ham. So that was interesting. That was something else. Why does the app want me to go that direction? I thought this was in trying to figure out why the app wants me to go that direction. Oh, okay, I understand now. All right, so once I got the boar's head, then I went back to the bakery section to put back the no sugar blueberry pie, because I 100% was certain they didn't want a no sugar version of their pie. So I put that back, and that's when I saw a half blueberry pie. So I made the executive decision. I said, you know what, they'll be happy with a half blueberry as opposed to no blueberry. So I got them the blueberry pie, and I had all 3 items now. And when I headed over to the checkout, which was at the opposite side of the store because they won't let me use the self-checkout, there were 3 ladies in line to check out of Sprouts. And every single lady knew the cashier like they were best friends. Every single one of them. And each one of them was having a drawn-out conversation of some sort. The lady who was right in front of me, she had a conversation with him about cruise ships and how she had just gone on a cruise with her husband, and she recommended that he go on a cruise too because she had such a good time. And then he started talking about his father, who's dying of some type of stomach cancer and is doing radiation therapy, and he's 90 years old. And then he talks about how he's never been on a cruise and how the cruises are really crowded and they have a lot of kids and he really doesn't want to do that. And then he started talking about Disney cruises. So you can see, I was starting to get real frustrated. I tried to keep my cool as best I could because I only have 3 items. But that's the problem with DoorDash. There's really no way around. There's no way around it. I mean, you have to have this barcode that has to be scanned. I mean, with Uber, there's nothing special to scan. So I sometimes will go to the self-checkout using Uber because that doesn't require a barcode to be scanned. You just do, although who knows now, I haven't done it in a while, they probably do. So that's why I was stuck there for so long and could not use the self-checkout. It's just, it was just crazy. It really is so wrong. And they never have multiple registers open no matter how long the line is. They just don't. I don't think they have the staff for it, or they don't stock the register with cash, or I don't know what, but they don't have the register open. Ever. It's always just one register. There's never more than one that I've ever seen. So, yeah, now it's 11:50, so I probably won't be home until 12:30, which means I probably won't walk the dog until 1 now. And I still haven't had lunch, but I'm okay. The breakfast I had this morning is still keeping me full. I'm not hungry. So I think I'm gonna be good. I think I'll be able to make it until 1 o'clock until I have my lunch. So I'm gonna be all right. And I think that was about it. I think that was the gist. And it was busy inside of Sprouts, but it wasn't crazy busy. And yeah, I don't think not too much else is exciting that's happening at the moment. I'm just glad that this is the last one. I'm already tired. I'm already had enough. I try not to think of what I'm doing as work. I try to think of this as just a getaway. Like, oh, I'm going to make some money to get out of the house for a while. And so I wasn't expecting this job to have any real problems, but I guess it did. I had a tantrum throwing toddler at Great Harvest, and I had to wait in line. So that took my stress to like from a 0 to a 1. Then I went here and I went from a 1 to a 2 to a 3 to a 4 in stress. And now I'm hoping this drop off isn't going to have any problems with the gate code, because that will just increase the stress. It's like when I get stressed, events start to stack on top of each other because of how my brain works. My brain works in very methodical ways. And it's very hard for me to erase what happened until I've completed. Like once I complete this project, everything in my brain I'm going to just delete. Like this did never even happen, and then my stress will come down. But right now, all the steps in this job are still in my brain, and I cannot remove it. I don't know if I think that's just habit from work. You know how you have jobs and they're complex, so you always have to retain the information for the assignment that you're working on because it's all relevant in the future as long as you're on that project. So I think that's why, and I'm sure that's why a lot of people that do real project management get so stressed out about things, because if the longer the project goes on, the more information you have to retain, not just the good stuff and not just the technical stuff, but all the drama that goes along with the project. You know, and you have to retain it for obvious reasons, because someone's going to try and say it's your fault when things go wrong. So you've got to make sure you have your ammunition ready to let people know that you're not the sole person to blame when something goes wrong. You can call people out. and that becomes force of habit. Even now that I'm retired, it's force of habit to retain information until a project's complete. That is the life. That is the life of a professional, right? I'm glad those days are over. This is really just a whimsical job that's supposed to be just something fun. Ooh, traffic is really bad on the other side. I guess when I have to go home, I'm going to be stuck in traffic. I think school's going to be getting out pretty soon. That's why the traffic's building up. I usually like to work just until noon for that reason. Oh my goodness. Now it's getting warmer. It's 67 outside, but it feels like 80 inside my car. So the drop off, once I get inside the gate, should not be difficult. I just have to carry 2 bags. One of them I have to hold in my arms like a baby, because the handles will snap if I hold the handles. That's the problem with Great Harvest. The handles on their bags are just made of paper and they snap so easily. Oh, it doesn't look I'm going to have to use the code. There's 2 cars in front of me, so that means somebody's going to open the gate. I hope. Somebody opens the gate. Oh, of course the person in front, The person in front is entering a code, so it's taking them some time. Alright, here we go. We are entering the neighborhood. I wonder if this is the same customer in here that always orders Great Harvest bread. I'm just remembering right now, there's this one particular house in this neighborhood and they always order Great Harvest. They just love the bread. I don't think there's really no other house I've ever gone to in here that wasn't a Great Harvest bread delivery, so it's probably the same customer. Let me check the address. Okay. I got the address in my brain. I think is it this house or the next one? Yep, it's the same house. Alright, let's do this. Alright, I'll grab this first. And then you can't grab it by the handles. You gotta hold it like a baby. All done. Let's get out of here. No problems. Drop off was just fine. Easy to get to the door. I'm going to end my dash. Goodbye, dash. Alright, I'm going to go head back home now. And yeah, I guess overall it wasn't too bad of a day. I made fairly decent money considering. And all in all, problems were not major, so I guess I should be thankful for that. And I think that's about it. There's not much else going on. Thank goodness I lead a very peaceful life. I know some other delivery drivers that I watch, they have some very stressful lives. So I am very grateful that I have managed over the years to overcome that. Because when I was a kid, my life was extremely stressful and extremely chaotic and not the kind of thing I would wish on my worst enemy. So yeah, so all is good now though. I focus on now. Everything's good. But thank you guys all so much for watching the video. If you liked it, go ahead and click like. And I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. That helps me a great deal. So, alright everybody, take care now, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye for now.